Sam's out for
He's
this one.
gone. I'm the new Sam.
Yeah, Daniel's our new Sam.
So start sending me money.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Send him
know?
$18.
I could use it for my compulsive gambling habit.
Carter is still God knows where. But we're so thrilled to have Daniel Magden with us here once again. And I am, I've spent a little time in Texas, just vacation and shit like that. So I've never heard of this, but you've lived there. Our friend Ben in Austin tells us, sent us this tweet: Lubies or Lubbies?
Oh yeah, Lubies, baby.
Okay.
It's like it's. Have you ever been to a Grandy's?
No.
Well, it's okay. It's a restaurant designed for people who have dentures.
Okay,
either
yes.
from age or from substance abuse.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful thing, Lubies.
Is it a buffet or?
It's kind of like if I could be wrong, maybe I'm thinking of a different establishment, but Lubies is the place I'm thinking of. Because we didn't have one in our town. I remember that's more of a Austin, I want to say East Texas thing, but if I'm correct, they were more like a lot of breakfast stuff. You can get a good roast beef there, I imagine.
Okay.
I could be wrong entirely.
Well, Lubies is there to liquidate all restaurants effective immediately, I think.
It's because all the old people have died.
And that's what it seems like.
COVID is a disease made for the Lubies demographic. So this means no more Lubies, no more Grandies, no more Huddle House, no more fucking...
See, now I know. Yeah, now we've entered my realm. I know a Huddle House.
Oh, I could fuck up a Huddle House, dude.
It's they had a Huddle House. They built the Huddle House. So I went to for my first year of college before I transferred back to Auburn. I went to a very small liberal arts school outside of Birmingham called the University of Montevallo.
Okay.
And there were no things in that town.
Yeah.
Like, we had to drive. The nearest town was called Calera, and it was like 25 minutes away. So if you wanted Taco Bell, or if you just wanted to go walk around the Walmart because you can't sleep, that's my
and
move.
Walmart's the only thing to walk around. Dude, I miss Walmart. There's no Walmart in LA.
Yeah, there's one in Burbank.
Yeah, that's far.
I'll hit you up next. I go to the one in Porter Ranch.
Dude, let me know.
I go to the one in Porter Ranch pretty regularly.
We'll make a day of it,
Yeah,
brother.
man. The problem is that the ones out here, because I guess all of them got completely like robbed blind. None of them are open past midnight.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is well, that takes away the appeal of Walmart.
Right.
Walmart in the daytime is...
Yeah, well, and it wasn't always like that. When I first moved here, there was one down in like Anaheim, and then there was one in maybe Southgate. There were like a couple 24-hour Walmarts around LA. So,
Yeah.
and in the middle of the night, you can get anywhere in LA in like 20 minutes. So if I couldn't sleep, I'd be like, I'll go walk around Walmart and see if I can find something.
Yeah, you can find some sweet deals, man. Get a 5-pack DVD for $3 that has all like a bunch of Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you need a copy of the film Holes, and it's 4 a.m, boy, I know where you can find it. If you want to learn about the adventures of Stanley Yelnates.
Hey, have you ever been sitting up late at night and you're like, goddamn, I need a copy of George Jones' Greatest Hits for $5 or less.
Fuck
Where
yeah.
am I going to go? And
Dude, they have a vinyl section in Walmart
Wait,
now.
really?
It's back, baby. It's back.
It's so funny how vinyl is an industry that was propped up and brought back to life by hipsterism.
Yeah, totally.
Like, it'd be like if VHSs just pop back up.
Yeah.
We got rid of vinyl for a reason.
Well, the difference is that the actual, and I say this, underneath the quaking weight of a 10-foot tall shelf full of vinyl, with VHS, there is a diminished quality to it.
Yes.
So I don't think there's a chance that VHS will make the same. There are definitely people trying to sort of make VHS a thing again, but at least with vinyl, it appeals to, I think, obviously the hipsters on the one hand, the people who are like audiophiles are like, dude, it just doesn't sound as good.
Vinyl does sound pretty good. And I will say that.
I'm not even
I'm not even shitting on vinyl.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not even like a huge, I truthfully... I'm not one of those big audiophile people. It was sort of like a thing I started collecting in college,
nice
and then it just became a thing. Yeah, but the other thing is the big art, man. Just having the big fucking art, and also you can roll joints on the art. Yeah. This is the main. That's
just something you don't do.
Something I don't do, but that is another thing that's appealing. But yeah, if you go to the Walmart vinyl section, it is first of all, everything is like $25 to $30. It's wildly expensive because it's all brand new. And it's shit where you're just like, who is trying to get the soundtrack to Spider-Man Homecoming on vinyl?
I could name you a couple people.
You think so?
My brother would go get that in a heartbeat.
All right.
I mean, well, is it the original soundtrack or all of the songs that were on the movie?
I guess it's the songs from the movie. I don't know.
That did have a good soundtrack.
Did it?
It had that one go-go song where it's like, vacation.
Oh, yeah, sure. But then you just
That's a good
go
song.
Right, but if you want the Go-Go's, you can go to any record store and find them in the dollar bin, usually.
Yeah, no one wants to just listen to the Go-Go. They want to hear just that song and nothing else.
I guess. I don't know, but it is funny. But yeah, I wanted to read, because Ben actually wrote a nice little thing about Luby's here, because the headline is Luby's to liquidate restaurants.
Rest in power.
So Ben says, coming soon, Luby's Liquid Restaurant Fondue Fountains. Now everything is in a fountain. Steak in a fountain. Mashed potatoes in a fountain. Shrimp in a fountain. Fried chicken in a fountain. So,
dude, that is...
I wish that's what that meant.
Dude, could you imagine? That'd be awesome if there was like a liquid fried chicken. I would drink the shit out of that. Like, it couldn't be carbonated. It would have to be like a creamy type beverage. But
yeah. Well, they've got those, oh God, it's like the mom and pops sodas that they sell at the Rocket Fizz. They'll have like turkey and dressing soda and shit like that.
Yeah, or fucking, what's it called? Fucking, I think it's called Billy Beer, where it's like gravy flavored beer and shit like that.
That's the same thing, I think. Billy Beer was the beer that was created by Jimmy Carter's alcoholic brother Billy.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, I got it mixed up.
Yeah, and then later there was actually a great episode of The Dollop a couple weeks ago about Billy Carter, and they said that somebody started the scam that is still around today, where somebody would put in the newspaper that it was like, wanted, will pay $1,000 for an unopened case of Billy Beer. And then a couple of weeks later, another ad in the paper would say, for sale, $200, unopened case of Billy Beer. And somebody would buy that one, hoping to sell it to the first guy, not realizing that the first guy and the second guy are the same guy. And it started this thing where Billy Beer became artificially inflated, the price. And people said that you could sell it for these fantastic amounts of money. And I think now an unopened can of Billy Beer on eBay is like $8.
Dude, that's like the original cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really cost any money, but we're going to, you know what? Fuck it. It's $1,000.
We're
Why
assigning value to it.
Well, it's 200 now. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Yeah. So, but apparently that it's just the shittiest beer ever made. So, but that's
the Billy Beer bubble popped.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I know my life has been a failure watching the bubbles in my Billy Beer. But yeah, man, it's Did you see the smoke in the sky the past couple days?
It was it's been very apocalyptic these past couple days.
I had the weirdest thing where I fell asleep kind of early, and I woke up this morning at 6:30. And normally, even at that early, this time of year, there would be some sunlight coming in the window, and there wasn't. And then I got really fucked up. I was like, did I sleep for 22 hours?
But wouldn't that be kind of awesome though if you did?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But I was like, I looked outside, and it just, because the fucking smoke was blocking out the goddamn sun this morning.
Dude, that happened to me yesterday, but at 11 in the afternoon. I woke up and it was still like dark outside. Like I couldn't see, like it was like dark from my curtains, and I was like, fuck, it must be 6 in the morning probably. And then I looked at it was 11:30, and I was like, the world's ending and I'm a fucking loser.
Hey, it's a good time to be a loser,
There's unemployment just got extended another 25 weeks, baby. I'm ready to roll.
Hell yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Yeah, that fire, by the way, we talked about this with Dr. Pat yesterday, but I figured I'd get your take. It was started by a gender reveal party.
I said this on my podcast, but I'll say it here. I think that's fake news.
You really?
Like, look, man, if you wanted to make conservative people mad at California more, and like, you just spill coffee everywhere. I know my takes are very interesting. But, like, think about, like, if you wanted to rile up conservative people in other states who would never want to go to California in the first place, you tell them, yeah, they burn everything down from a gender reveal party. Like, that's the most California thing you could possibly do.
No. See, I think, it's affirming traditional gender roles. So it's a very conservative forest fire, actually, if you really think about it.
You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe this will make them turn around like, well, fuck, I didn't know they still did that.
Like, yeah, you're just standing there looking at your house and all 25 of your neighbors' houses just going, well, I'll be damned. Maybe gender is on a spectrum, not a binary.
Them folks in California need to get it figured out.
God, it's just And so that fire, by the way, since the last show we did, is now up to 11,500 acres.
Yeah, it's a good time to move.
And that fire, the El Dorado fire. There's also the Bobcat fire that's even closer to us.
Yeah.
That is sort of threatening to burn down Pasadena and the Burbank area.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's the big fuckers over on that part of town.
Didn't know about that.
Yeah,
I tend not to pay attention to things.
Hey, I used to be the same way.
The news will come on. Like, me and Stanley will watch the TV, and the nightly news will come on, and I'll be like, I don't like this one bit. Like, I'll make it a minute and a half in, and I'm like, could you just open with a nice thing? Like, could you catch my attention by being like, hey guys, we might have fixed it. And then I'd be like, oh shit, we did. Then like 10 minutes later, like, oh no, we were wrong. Actually, there's some fires and shit. And I'd be like, oh no, that's not good.
The COVID is actually on fire now. So
well, that's good. That'll cure it. I'll stop it.
No, it likes the fire.
Oh no.
The fire actually makes the COVID horny. So it actually spreads faster when it's on fire.
I get that. It's like HPV in my senior class. Just spreading like a fire.
Oh god, yeah. So anybody reaching out, here's the good news, because I have had a couple people reach out on Twitter and be like, are you guys okay? We're smack dab in the middle of the city, so if we die from a fire, you'll be hearing about it.
Yeah, it's all concrete around us.
Yeah.
Although there were a lot of dry leaves across the street, I noticed.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, I might rake those up myself, because one careless junkie throwing their heroin spoon aside, or everything's up in flames.
Yeah, or one of the tweakers, firing up a 2-stroke engine that they've attached to a Huffy, which also happens in our neighborhood
a lot.
Yeah, you guys got the worst of it because your apartment faces the street. I at least got the interior courtyards. I don't hear it as much, but when I go outside sometimes to check the mail or whatever, yeah, you'll just hear like.
Dude.
Little.
I love just standing on my balcony and just watching them go by. I saw a grown man in a little Tykes Jeep.
Oh yeah, I took
you seen that fella?
Yeah, I took you can see that on my Instagram. I took a little video of him and his girlfriend were in the Jeep.
That's incredible.
And they were rolling down the street, and I added in still DRE in the background. Yeah,
dude,
so.
I love that though. I respected them for living my literal childhood dreams. I was like, I'm going to get one of these little Jeeps, and I'm just going to drive it till I'm an adult.
Get me a Power Wheels. Yeah. Get out of this town. Fuck you, Dad. Can't tell
I'm out of Missouri. I'm driving through the Ozarks.
I saw a thing on Twitter where a guy, because I think those Power Wheels have like 9-volt batteries in them. Somebody put in like a 25-volt battery, and It's just a kid doing donuts in his fucking driveway. It's awesome.
Dude, how fast could we make a little Tykes Power Wheel go?
I mean, I don't know. It's all depending on how much power it's got behind it. So you just increase the voltage. So like I said, he put a 20-volt battery in it, and it kicked it up quite a bit.
Dude, yeah, because I want to take one and go onto the 101.
And just get destroyed.
Just get ran
2
over.
seconds.
Like for a bit. Like just a meet.
Like, he's doing oh shit. Damn.
I have goggles and a fucking pilot's cap on.
Oh my God. Yeah, the scarf.
I look like Snoopy trying to take down the Red Bandit on the 101.
Oh man. Did you see the thing about trick-or-treating?
I've seen conflicting things, so it's banned?
So this morning, LA County came out and said no trick-or-treating, it's banned. And then a bunch of people freaked out, and one of the people who freaked out was, weirdly, Justine Bateman. The actress Justine Bateman was like, Los Angeles, you've lost your fucking mind.
My kids need free shit. I want to send my children to strangers' houses. I thought this would be great for parents. Like, I figured Halloween was a pain in the ass.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, buy a bag of candy, put on a movie, and fucking don't go anywhere. That rules.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Because, like, Halloween, like... At least my family growing up, they made it seem like a real fucking ordeal. Like, granted, we had to go over a town because we weren't in a town big enough to trick or treat in.
That's exactly what I was hoping to ask you about. What was it like? What was your move,
dude? Yeah, we would drive from. I grew up in Washington County, Missouri. If we were to trick or treat there, we'd have to go knock on someone's trailer, get in the car, drive for 5 minutes, get out of the car again, knock on someone's trailer. So we'd go to Potosi, where there's some houses. I remember one time, because I hated Halloween always, because I didn't want to think of a costume. I was like 9.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
So one year we were trick or treating, and this old man was like, hey, like to me and my brother, he goes, you boys got some great costumes. Why don't you come in and let us take some pictures of your costumes?
Oh, no.
And we said, oh, of course.
Oh,
no. And then we went in, and then we were in there for about 5-10 minutes, and we didn't.
Okay.
But he did take pictures of our costumes. We didn't see anything wrong with it. And I lived with my aunt at the time, and she was like, what the fuck? Why would you guys do that? Why would you go in there? Like,
He had candy.
Exactly. We were like, yeah, candy. Said our costumes were cool. Like, you made my costumes. This is a compliment to you.
He had like 3 water beds.
Yeah. It was just him and a bunch of other dudes.
Cool.
Mattresses everywhere. It was.
He said I really looked like Jason Voorhees. Oh my god, that's fucking horrifying.
Yeah. Think about it now. It's one of those things where as a kid you don't see the danger of it, but now, if I heard a story about a child doing that, I would I would yell at them and I would pull them out. Like,
damn, dude, it was always a thing because I think most people's last year trick or treating is like 11, 12, something like that.
Yeah, that's about mine.
But what was fun was, I had the perfect transition from, I think it was 12. I think I was trick-or-treating at 12, and then at 13, straight mayhem, no, and so it was great because I could avenge all of the wrongdoings from just 1 year previous. Because a year earlier I had been a child, and as the Bible says, it was time to put away childish things. Yeah. And instead of going around with a bucket asking for fun-sized Snickers, we hot-pinned a bunch of shaving cream cans and just covered people's houses who had fucked us over on candy the year before.
Fuck yeah!
There was this lady who just
to think you're a badass, but still, then people who didn't give you candy.
Yeah, dude. It's like, hey, I remember 1999, asshole. This is 2000. This is some new shit, man.
What did the lady do?
She just did. She it was funny because, yeah, exactly. Now I'm thinking about it. We were 100% in the wrong, even when we were getting candy, because she just had all of her lights off and stuff, and we just went and knocked on her door anyway. and then she was, she was yelled at us through the door like, I don't do Halloween.
Which is fair.
Fair enough,
That's
right?
That's super fair.
But then
I don't do Halloween.
But then the next year we were like, oh yeah, this is that lady that doesn't do Halloween. Fuck her. And we just covered her goddamn door in shaving cream.
Yeah, you probably did something super incriminating. You like Halloween now? In shaving cream.
I don't think it was that. You couldn't get that much control. Have you ever hot pinned a shaving cream can?
No.
You get a safety pin and you heat it up with a lighter, and then you stick it in the little nozzle of a shaving cream can, and then you pinch it so it makes even more pressure shoot out through a smaller area so you can get distance going. It's called hot pinning a shaving cream can.
I'm not a badass.
There you go, kids. Now you know. Now you know how to do it. I don't even think now kids would just call the
just sticking lighters in the tank.
Now, no, they would just do that gamer kid shit of like calling a SWAT team on them. It's like, there's a lady here holding her husband with a knife.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, kids now would just fucking shoot them on Instagram Live.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
There was no innocent mayhem anymore. Kids are just finger blasting each other and carrying guns and posting a dance to TikTok. Like it's
yeah.
You can't fuck with these kids. Like you got to give them candy.
They'll shoot you and then they'll do the little floss dance on your body and shit.
Dude, kids now be like, I don't eat sugar.
I only eat stevia. All right.
And I say that now, like kids now are 10 years younger than me. I'm like, kids these fucking days.
Oh my god, we would do the thing where like our parents would take us to like the rich neighborhoods and stuff.
That's a good move. Like
great move. And in here, that's why Beverly Hills is so hardcore. Is because imagine a whole city knowing that there is a fucking town where all the rich people live. So that's why Beverly Hills goes hardcore for Halloween. They actually will decorate it up and everything like that because so many kids.
I didn't think of that, man. I wish I was a kid now.
I'm telling you, man. We could get you in a little ghost costume.
Yeah, if you put a sheet on me, we could absolutely go trick-or-treating. Nobody would question it.
But yeah, this is from the LA Times. Less than a day after issuing new health guidelines that ban trick-or-treating and all other Halloween activities, Los Angeles County public health officials walked back the decision today. So I think it's just because people were mad, you know?
Is it because people were mad, or was it because minor celebrities were mad?
Yeah, forgotten celebrities of the 80s. Like Justine Bateman.
I had no clue. Who is that? Is that Justin Bateman?
She's Jason Bateman's sister. Yeah.
Okay.
She was, she was like famous in like the late 80s, early 90s, you know. And now, it's like her brother's in everything, and she has just nothing but time to tweet at the health department.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But now fucking she gets to take her kids trick or treating. So have fun with that. Who has money? How are you going to go trick-or-treating when everyone's about to be evicted from their home?
Right, that too. Yeah. This is an Elysian Valley resident, Joanna Cortez, quote, I do not agree with the new measures in place. Trick-or-treating is an outdoor activity. We can have measures like social distancing and leave out candy in a bowl for children versus actually handing out candy, which we all know how that goes.
Yeah,
She's saying that as if she wasn't a child at some point. The person who leaves the candy outside, that candy gets stolen, and then the bowl, if it's plastic, it gets stolen. If it's glass, it gets shattered on the ground.
Exactly. You just can't do it.
People are heathens.
In a perfect world where children are innocent, good creatures, yes, that would be great. All the kids would walk up in their little costumes, like, oh, trick or treat, I would take a little candy. But no, it's some shitty 13-year-old is gonna take the bowl, like, Jessica doesn't like me, and then they'll fucking throw the bowl down.
This house sucks. My favorite was there was a guy who used to leave out a bowl of pennies. And people would just chuck them at the house. No one wants that. That's gross. First of all, I'm not touching your dirty pennies. So people just get a handful and just chuck them at the house, chuck them at each other. You know, I used them as weapons. I would get them in a pocket and then just keep them and then just wing them at fucking little kids.
Because even a handful of pennies might not be $1. Like two handfuls of pennies might add up to $1.
Oh God. Other community members weren't so sure. James Lamb said in previous years that he's had hundreds of trick-or-treaters at his Burbank home on Halloween. Yeah, Burbank goes hard as fuck for Halloween.
I imagine so.
Dude, it's fucking wild, man. It's one of my favorite things about living here because I love Halloween.
Halloween's a good time. It's my favorite season.
Yeah. Especially here because it's still very nice in October. There's no, it's really, really a great time of year, and I love it. And Burbank, it's the most suburban kind of like part of LA, and it's also next to all the movie studios. So there is a street in Burbank. Have you been to Magnolia Park?
No,
dude. Oh man, if shit goes back to normal, man, we got to go to Magnolia Park. It's a whole street in Burbank where there are like 4 year-round Halloween stores, and then also Porto's, which is a really good bakery, is there. There's
I thought you said pornos. Also, there's porno there.
Good porno. It's the only place you can get porno. You have to get porno in Burbank.
All right, Rivers. Okay, we'll go to the porn shop.
They have they have a whole store that sells old movie posters. Like it's just like a cool
That's actually pretty
street.
cool.
But yeah, they've got so people go hard as fuck is the point. So this guy, James Lamb, he's had hundreds of trick-or-treaters at his Burbank home, but in light of the pandemic, it doesn't seem like a good idea this year. Quote, I don't think there's any good alternative at this point, short of buying your own kids candy and just staying home, unfortunately. Yeah, that'd be right. But LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn said that, quote, even a pandemic can't cancel Halloween. In fact,
yes, it can.
It's the only day of the year we expected to wear a mask before the crisis started.
There's so many mean words I could say about that statement, but I think, I mean, yeah, I guess, but I mean, because that's because the hacky joke before this was, oh, everyone's walking around like it's Halloween all the time with these masks,
right?
It's Halloween in July in Los Angeles, like, and now we actually, God damn it.
And this is the part of the article that I didn't know. I was like, all right, what's the angle here? Why did they uncancel this seemingly good idea? Representatives from the candy industry added their voice in opposition.
Mr. Wonka sent
exactly. Yes, Cornelius, whatchamacallit, I have concerns.
I actually spoke to all of the California raisins, and with deep consideration, I can do that forever.
The fucking dude, the asshole who gave out raisins. Fuck that guy too.
Because there always was a raisin, motherfucker.
Yeah. The raisin thing happened. This is a theory I literally just came up with, but I bet I could go back and graph it out, and I'm right. The rise of the California raisins at Halloween, I think, has a chiastic relationship, meaning it was going up as this one was going down, a chiastic relationship with the downfall of handing out apples with the razor blades. Because in the fucking 80s, when were the California raisins a big thing on TV? The mid-80s. When was everybody doing the satanic panic and thinking they were putting razor blades in the apples? The mid-fucking 80s. So those little tiny boxes. So I think the same shitheads handing out raisins, in the 80s, they were handing out apples, and people were like, oh, don't take an apple, he's a creep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know what probably happened was, realistically, what probably happened was nobody ever put razor blades in apples.
It literally
Maybe
never happened.
One guy. Yeah. Or what really happened was, some fucking shitty 12-year-olds like, I don't want fucking apples. I'm gonna fucking cut myself. And then they just blamed it. The guy put apples. He put blades in the apples, Mom. That's what happened. Like that.
Yeah, I believe there was the one case of that actually happening was somebody like murdered their kid by poisoning their Halloween candy.
Yeah.
And it was like, that sucks, obviously, but like, he only killed his own kid. He wasn't killing your stupid kid.
Just his kid. Yeah. And you can still kill your kid.
Representatives from the candy industry also added their voice in opposition to the ban.
I love the candy industry.
Because as soon as I read that, exactly like you, I just pictured, it's the Three Musketeers. Mr. Goodbar is very upset. He's not left his home.
Look, do you know how hard Reese? You know how much time Reese has spent preparing for Halloween? It's his biggest time. Motherfuckers been making peanut butter cups they're his peanut butter cups.
What's up, I'm Reese? Yeah, I'm the guy. All
my friends named Reese. My friend named Reese is on heroin. He's not making peanut butter cups. That's not. I didn't know that was an old timey name, Reese.
Quote, there will be regional differences across the country in the way that people are going to celebrate the Halloween season throughout the month of October, said, and this is kind of the perfect person to be running the speaking for the candy industry, Carly Schildhaus of the National Confectioners Association. So, if you're making chocolates, you got to have a German name.
I was about to say, it has to be some fat fucking German person. Like, no matter what.
It's a person who, when they walk, a tuba inexplicably toots. Boom, 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 boom. Quote, we're pleased that the public health department in LA County is reassessing the earlier decision that really lacked creativity when it comes to trick-or-treating and Halloween. So now they're throwing shots. They're like, oh,
candy can be a transformative experience. When I was a kid, I actually ate so much candy that I got stuck in a plastic tube at a chocolate factory that I was
Same thing happened to me, man.
And ever since then, I've had a passion for candy, and that's why I started the Los Angeles Confection.
I want to work for them.
How do you apply? Dude, I would love to just...
Do you think this is the only time she's ever had to do anything?
Yes! What else? When was this made?
When did this position, the spokesman for the Confectioners Association, has never had to do anything until today, when they were like, they might cancel Halloween. What?
Yeah, it's this and getting vegetables out of kids' schools. Like those are two main jobs. Like, I need you to convince them the pizza's a vegetable.
Yeah, ketchup's a vegetable.
I mean, it is. I agree. If you think about it, everything's a vegetable. Ketchup, vegetable. The crust of a school pizza.
Bread.
It's bread. It's bread. It's
Bread's
made of
a vegetable.
Wheat is a vegetable. Wheat's a plant. Wheat is a vegetable.
Yeah.
How about that?
Absolutely.
Fuck you, government.
Chocolate, vegetable. Boom, boom, boom.
Look,
boom,
one day,
oh God,
we're going to come under attack.
Other Halloween events, including large gatherings or parties with non-household members, either indoors or outside, will not be permitted under the new health order. The latest guidelines also prevent carnivals, festivals, haunted house attractions, and instead encourage online parties, car parades. Well, we don't.
No,
we don't need any more car parades. If you've been watching Portland the past couple weeks, just get rid of all car parades, please.
Just no cars. How about that?
Let's just everybody walk. How about that? We'll just walk for a while,
so we can learn to trust each other again.
Halloween movie nights at drive-in theaters that meet health and safety standards. Annual Halloween events such as. And I didn't know this is what they called this. Not Scary Farm and the Oogie Boogie Bash at Disneyland have already been canceled. I just assumed it was.
Bash.
Yeah, I was like, I just assumed they called it Halloween Disney or something, but no, the Oogie Boogie Bash at Disneyland.
I guess I've just never heard that out loud because I was at Disney about this time a year ago, and they were advertising for Halloween coming up, and I just didn't put two and two together how ridiculous that is.
The county won't strip away all Halloween celebrations, Halloween meals at outdoor restaurants, which there's no such thing as Halloween meals.
Well, who's eating
you just eat candy until you feel bad.
Yeah, that's a Halloween meal.
Everyone's Halloween
cookies with orange icing. That's
the traditional Halloween meal.
That's how Halloween started. Is the Pilgrims and the Native Americans?
I think
kept scaring each other, and
then the only scary food I could think of is, do you remember what did they used to call that shit? It was like the dirt and worms, where they'd have they'd break up a shitload of Oreos and they'd have the gummy worms and the whipped cream.
That shit's fucking incredible,
dude. Let's make that and then we'll just eat it at our own little party. We'll wear a costume and we'll get sick.
Let's challenge whoever can go into a diabetic coma first on Halloween gets the ultimate prize, which is just more candy.
Let's see. The county won't strip away. Oh yeah, Halloween meals, Halloween themed.
Yeah, guys. Look, I know it's a great Los Angeles tradition. We go to our favorite local restaurant and we just order platters of candy corn. And we can't do that this year.
I'm genuinely struggling to think what that means.
A Papa Murphy's jack-o'-lantern pizza? Is that what you're talking about? Is that?
Yeah, I guess it's pizza.
That's the only Halloween. It's a pizza that looks like a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I could possibly think of.
Yeah, I was trying to think what do you even eat on Halloween that's not candy? And yeah, it's pizza. Everyone orders a fucking pizza.
Yeah. or you go through a drive-through after you're super fucked up.
Or you go to if it's that extra special time of year when Burger King has the Whopper with the black bun,
dude. May trick yourself. Am I having internal bleeding, or did I just go to Burger King? Or is it a little column A, a little bit column B?
Let's see. Halloween themed art installations at outdoor museums are allowed. What the fuck? This is all theoretical. I think this is genuinely the LA Times just being like, hey, maybe you all should do this. Have a Halloween meal or make an outdoor art installation. And dressing up homes and yards with decorations is still allowed, provided they comply with countywide COVID-19 protocols. So, like I said, they walked it back. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're not going to do Halloween because it's literally a bunch of children going door to door in their community and yelling into homes."
Yeah, it's like there's like that. And on top of that, it is probably, aside from spring break or New Year's, it's probably the number one party time.
Yep.
Like for young people.
Absolutely.
Like, that was the one time of year I would usually go to parties.
Right.
Because they were like five. I remember going to 3 of them one Halloween, like as a teenager.
Nice.
And I wasn't somebody who got invited to parties.
Right. Yeah.
When there was some. Like,
totally. What was the because I'm trying to think, all the Halloween parties that I went to, usually the standard operating procedure was the jungle juice, the hunch punch.
Make the shit in the cooler. That hunch punch. We would get the jungle juice going. Like, I have fucking vomited so much from jungle juice in the past. To fucking drink some jungle juice, eat some fucking counterfeit Xanax you got from some dude at the beginning of the party. Like, you have a good time.
Man, I had a buddy of mine who lived in this. He lived in this old house, and he actually. Him and some of his friends, they were a little bit younger than us, but they turned the basement into a haunted house.
That's tight.
It did a fucking great job too. So yeah, shout out to Mitch and all those motherfuckers that lived on Payne Street. Y'all did a good job. But
dude, I've never been to a haunted house.
Really?
They sound fucking lame. Like, I don't want to just get scared.
I mean,
I'm scared of life.
Yeah, well, it's they're fun. I think sometimes. Kyle Clark, my buddy Kyle, is like he's super bummed because he like prepares all year, like squirrels away money to go to every haunted house, every horror night, every single thing in LA. It is his thing. So I feel real bad for Kyle this year because that's his shit.
Yeah, I hear Not Scary Farm is actually really fucking cool.
Yeah, man, I've still never gone to any of those.
And I hear the Universal one's cool too. I haven't heard anything about me and my brother.
The Oogie Boogie Bash?
Yeah, me and my brother went to Universal last year the day before they started their Halloween shit because we thought that was the day they started it. And they're like, no, that's tomorrow. Like, so, like, we got to see how they set up all these cool, like, mazes. Like, there was like a Get Out maze. No, it was Us. I'm sorry.
I
mixed up the pictures.
Jordan Peele films. Yeah. I think they have the Walking Dead one year round now because it was so
they had
popular.
I couldn't remember what else they had.
Yeah.
It's pretty spooky though.
Yeah, I think that's funny. But yeah, I mainly wanted to read that because of the because
candy board.
I swear every show I do, I find a new job where I'm like, that's my shit. The last one was being the guy who yells at funerals, and now I'm like, put me on the candy board.
I'll figure some shit out about candy. Like, I'll get it into. If you gave me the resources, I could make candy part of the fucking pyramid of food, like the food pyramid.
Absolutely, yeah.
I could absolutely make the argument. Like, think about it. A fruit flavored gummy. A gummy worm, that's flavored like fruit. How do you get the fruit flavor? You got to get the fruit first. So bam, it's fruit.
And you could talk Trump into this, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
He could be easily swayed with improv games.
I've said it many times. If I sat down with Trump, like, I'm so good at talking to old, rich, white guys, like, that I could talk him into anything. I could change the world. If you give me a bag of blow and a couple Diet Cokes, me and Trump would figure everything out.
Thing, man. Anybody who's ever worked minimum wage, I think, because you're dealing with people like that
Exactly.
so often. Anybody who's worked in a fucking restaurant, especially as like a server,
old fat white guys, I
My
can
God.
crack them like a fucking egg, dude.
Same here. Same here, man.
I've worked for them my whole life. Like, eventually you either objectify them or you learn how to please them and get your way out of them.
yeah, exactly. You just you get real good at changing the subject.
Yeah.
which is my jam. I was doing, I worked for that tour company, right? And we'd have lots of old rich white guys that would take those tours, and they would start down a road that I knew where it was going. Like we would, pass by like like a sign, like a Bernie Sanders sign, and they would go like, start saying some shit like, oh man, you guys must love Bernie out here. And I'm like, yeah, so anyway, Michael Jackson, this is actually the house where he fucked kids at.
Well, I like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, right. I got really good at doing that, where I'm just like, you know what, unfortunately, we all gotta make some money, and I would rather have a tip than be right.
Dude, yeah, exactly. I've learned to, like, I remember I worked at a Whataburger in Texas, and I remember I had the morning shift. I went to work at 6 a.m. the day after the election.
Oh, fuck.
So Trump just got elected.
Dear God.
And all the old white guys who would come in every day at 6
This in
for their
Dallas?
biscuits and gravy. Yeah.
They all just came in with rock hard dicks for the first time in
I remember
years.
I walked in, it was like a fucking celebration. Like, I walked in, the first thing I heard was all our old regulars. They were like 70 up, and sitting at a table eating biscuits and gravy. First thing I hear is, and she's a terrorist, and her emails have got to be stopped. Her emails have got to be stopped. And I was like, oh, they're still on about that. You just won, but you're still okay. And then so I clocked in, and I was at the drive-thru, and like 5 different people, because they just won. So I guess they're like felt validated. So they would drive by. They'd be like, "Isn't it great the Trump won?" And like it was 6 in the morning.
So you literally got to be like, "Sir, this is a Whataburger."
Exactly. Like, one dude pulled up and goes, "Man, it's sure great to have a winner in this country again, isn't it?" And I was like,
"Do you want the number one?"
Exactly. I go, sure, yeah, man, it's crazy.
We're currently out of chicken. The truck will be here in like an hour.
It was the funniest when they'd be like, "Man, it's so great. I'm fucking so happy that Trump is elected. We can finally start living right again. Yeah, I'll have a double cheeseburger at 7 in the morning."
That's the best part.
Like, it's 6 in the morning. Like, I had probably just got done doing acid the night before, and like, I was like, people would be like, "Don't you think it's great that we won?" And I'd be like, "What's this we business?"
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about how I might try to get fucked later. Like, I don't care about these things.
So did y'all have like a cadre of old people that hung out every day?
Yeah, every morning. Every morning
That's
at
the
6,
thing.
they'd come in.
And in my town, it was at Hardee's.
Ooh, yeah,
Hardee's
brother.
had the breakfast club, and it was just the oldest people in the town would sit there and smoke fucking Winston Ultras and shit.
Man, remember when you could smoke inside? Like, I'm just old enough that I was probably like 7 or 8 when they quit letting you smoke inside of restaurants.
Yeah. Well,
We had smoking sections when I was a kid.
That lines up, because I was about 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
When there was one spot. If I am not mistaken, I think you still can smoke inside in Macon County, Alabama.
That's fucking awesome.
But there was
some bars in Dallas you can still smoke.
Yeah, well, I think the rule, and I can't remember. They may or may not have just done away with this, but for a long time, the rule in Atlanta was as long as no kids were allowed, you could smoke inside.
That's solid. That's a solid rule. If you're a smoker, you're not a smoker. It sucks ass.
Right? Yeah, it's gross. But that went to the comedy club. The best comedy club in Atlanta is the Laughing Skull, and it's in the back of a hamburger place called Vortex, and Vortex is 21 and up, so you could still smoke in the Vortex.
Oh,
but you couldn't smoke in the comedy club, which is great.
That is good. They used to have nights at comedy clubs. They would like, because now they have the early show, late show.
Lung cancer night.
Exactly. It would be the smoking show and the non-smoking show.
Oh,
like,
no.
that's in the smoking show is later, I think. I smoke, so I'm on board with it. Like, I remember when I started comedy and I was finally old enough to get into all the bars, and I was like, I can fucking smoke in here? This is amazing. Why didn't anybody tell me about this?
Oh my
and then they
God.
quit letting you do that in Denton County.
Yeah. But yeah, there was this one spot in Macon County right near Tuskegee, and it was called the Torch 85, and it was a truck stop that had a restaurant.
That's either a truck stop or a gay bar or both.
Oh, a little bit of both in the parking lot, at least.
Oh, yeah. There's some lot lizards.
Hey, man. Yeah, blowjob ain't got no face. But
None of it's got a beard. It's prickly.
But the restaurant weirdly had pretty good food. And it was open like 24/7, and it was just over the line in Macon County, so you could go there and smoke inside. But we went out there one time, and there was, I've told this story on the show before, but it's funny. There was a truck parked in front of the Torch, and the windshield was completely shattered, and there were bullet holes in the front, and there was fucking caution tape around it, like it was a crime scene. And we went inside, and the waitress, we would always talk to the waitresses and shit. And the thing with the Torch, you never went there Thursday night through Saturday night. You could only go there like Sunday through Wednesday, because if you went there those nights, it was fucking insane, and there were like shootouts in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's the nights where people are out of their fucking mind. That's also the nights the comedy clubs are open.
Well, this is like the woods.
Saturday. Yeah, when they can't go to shows or bars, they go to the truck
That's
stop.
the thing. There was one bar in Tuskegee called Bill's, and Bill's, like, just to give you an idea of the sort of like, the board of fare, Bill's would have like Thunderbird night, where they would be serving malt, like Thunderbird fucking gas station malt liquor. Like I don't think they had anything on draft in Bill's.
They just went to the gas station. Yeah. I'm gonna pick up a couple 6-packs.
Yeah. And people got shot all the time at Bill's.
Yeah, I bet they did.
Yeah. We went there one night, we go inside, and we'd always talk to the waitresses, be like, all right, what was the craziest shit you saw this weekend? What went down? And we went inside, we're like, yo, what's up with the truck? And this waitress goes, oh yeah, his boys from Tennessee came down here and found his ass in the parking lot.
What does that even mean?
I was like, I don't want to chase that rabbit down that hole at all.
That can mean a lot of different things.
His boys from Tennessee, which sounds
his
like
lovers.
I've always took it to mean the County Line Gang up there, which I didn't know still existed. But
yeah, I imagine it's some type of gang.
The Redneck Mafia or some shit.
Yeah,
Dixie Mafia. But yeah, that was we'd go there specifically because you could smoke inside. Yeah,
I miss smoking inside. There's something genuinely like my aunt's house. She's okay with us smoking inside, and like I love hanging. I remember we had a friend who I didn't even like. In high school, I had this friend who I didn't even like the guy that much. He was dating like my ex-girlfriend, but his mom let us smoke inside, so we would always go hang out there.
Man, yeah. Anytime I end up in some place where you can smoke inside, it's like my hair and my fucking, I have a mustache too. So it will just, even if I wash my face 20 times, will just still smell cigarettes.
Well, that's the real problem with being a smoker. Is you fucking smell bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, yeah, sure, you'll get cancer, but you'll get cancer from drinking too many pops,
Right,
You'll get cancer from all sorts of stuff.
Sure.
But you don't want to smell bad because, especially in LA, like in Texas, like, because I started smoking when I was like 13. And, whenever I was like 18, I was like, I'll quit. I'll start vaping instead because cigarettes are bad for you. Then I started going to comedy clubs when all anybody would do was stand outside and smoke. And I got to do that to be cool. Right. And then I did that until I moved out here, and I would be like the only guy outside smoking. And when my first week here, a lady saw me. I was in... I don't remember. I was in a more uppity part of LA. If you're in a more uppity part of LA is the most uppity you can get. And a lady walked past me, and I was smoking a cigarette. She goes, "You're raping my lungs," and I was like, "Whoa, shit, Jesus Christ!" And like just the outward disgust
Jesus
that women will show, women in particular will show towards you if you are a smoker and they are not in LA. It makes you not want to do it.
Oh my God. So in the city of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania,
I love it.
There is in their mall a COVID-19 store.
Well, I mean, that's where this was all headed.
Yeah.
That's why we've been dragging it out this long, is to find a way to really fucking capitalize on it.
The King of Prussia Mall has a new COVID-19 boutique. It's called COVID-19 Inc., and it's right by Sephora. Yay! All right, just in case you're in the King of Prussia Mall. Y'all know where the Sephora is in the King of Prussia Mall.
I mean, I know.
Everyone knows. Yeah. The COVID-19 store is a pretty tiny space, and as you walk through a door, a device displays your body temperature. The main offerings are masks, of course. They also sell mask spray and what they call grabber doohickeys, which are like a thing that you put on your keys that you can punch your ATM card and you can grab doors and things with. I was like, I kind of want one of those.
I mean, that is pretty cool, but they've had those.
Yeah.
But they had those when I was a kid when Spider-Man 2 came out. It was supposed to be a Doc Ock arm, but like it was just a big grabber thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah, you're talking about the gopher.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I always loved that commercial because there was, there'd be a person who was real short. It was like, it can even pick up a 5-pound bag of sugar. And it would show this old woman reaching for a bag of sugar at a top shelf. I'm like, you're going to die, lady. It's going to snap your fucking arm in half.
Because the sugar's just going to fall down.
But she was so confident. I could even pick up a 5-pound bag of sugar. The owner says, quote, "So we're the one-stop shop for masks, whether you're going to a wedding and you need a silk mask." Which, what? Okay, I don't know what wedding. Okay. Or you're going to the gym and you need a sports mask. The accessories include door openers, a line of organic hand sanitizers, ear savers. I didn't get to investigate as to what that is, but
What the?
I
You mean
get
headphones?
I'm thinking maybe an ear saver is something that maybe cuts down on the uncomfortability of hooking a mask around your ears, I guess.
Oh, I
maybe?
guess.
Or it's like people are panicked that the COVID's going to go in their ears and it's like plugs or something.
Dude, this is why white people need to be stopped at all costs. This is why we've gone too far. Is ear savers?
Ear savers and a plastic mask insert that preserves makeup.
Bro, in China, they're back to sweatshops. All right, there's little kids making Nikes right now with the shittiest surgical mask you could find. He's not complaining. My ears hurt. What am I gonna do? I wish. No, he just makes the fucking shoes. He just goes to, like.
This COVID store is one of 3 such stores in the region. The other 2 COVID-19 Inc. stores are located in New Jersey. Here's what the owner had to say about his business and the short-lived nature of it. Quote, "Buy a mask and put me out of business. The sooner I go out of business, the better." So, hey, at least the owner's funny.
I mean, that's cool, yeah. Yeah, you're still profiting off of a horrible pandemic. You still had the means to open a business during a pandemic, to profit off of a pandemic, but you got a sense of humor about yourself.
I'm going to put this up on our Twitter so people can see it. The front of this store, it looks like the logo from Hot Topic a little bit.
That's exactly what this. It looks like somebody's lease on a Hot Topic went up.
Yeah.
And they got they leased it out till the end of the year.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah. So that's the news from King of Prussia. I had a follow up to an earlier story that we covered on here. It was before you moved to Disgraceland, Daniel. So I might have to catch you up on this a little bit.
Okay, good. I'm
very funny.
a bit of a news junkie, so I might know already. I'm not.
Well, so this one,
I don't know how to read.
This was sent to me actually by our friend at JM Jenks. So shout out to you for sending up this follow up. This is from Columbus, Georgia. Former WWE star Marty Jannetty now claims that his apparent murder confession that sparked a police investigation in Georgia was all part of a wrestling storyline, insisting he did not kill a man who tried to sexually assault him decades earlier.
I think I vaguely know this story.
So do you know who Marty Jannetty is?
I know he's an old wrestler.
Yeah, so do you know who Shawn Michaels is?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so Shawn Michaels, WWE Hall of Famer, multi-time champion, huge star, started off his tenure in the WWF as part of a tag team called the Rockers. There was Shawn Michaels and then his tag team partner, Marty Jannetty, and they were like, kind of rock and roll guys, right?
Yeah.
And now in the parlance of wrestling, when a tag team breaks up and someone goes on to be a big star, the person who didn't become a star is referred to as like the Marty Jannetty. Like, shit. It's a thing. Like when a tag team breaks up,
he's doing really well mentally.
Yeah, he's doing real bad. when a tag team breaks up in wrestling, people will go, okay, who's going to be the Shawn? Who's going to be the Marty? Like, whose career is going to go, really well, and who's going to go not so well?
Has there ever been one where they both they both killed it? Like,
I mean, there's been a couple like that, but
there's a good storyline for you. WWE, give me a call.
But Marty is probably the greatest example of like a tag team when they split up. I mean, Shawn Michaels is, kind of, I'd say he's in the top 10 of household names of wrestlers.
Yeah, if I know who you are, you're a really famous wrestler.
Yeah. But yeah, Marty's crazy. He's 60 years old. He is, and he posts on Facebook all the time, and he's out of his goddamn mind. And about a month ago, he apparently confessed to a murder.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. Like, he, in a Facebook post, he was talking about, how some dudes tried to, he said he was going to buy weed from a guy who worked at the bowling alley. Yes.
And he came on to him and he killed him and threw him in the Chattahoochee River.
So it was that guy. Yeah, I heard that story. So I couldn't remember if it was a wrestler or a politician who said that. That could have been something that Donald Trump said. I don't fucking know.
So Janetti, 60, wrote Tuesday on Facebook that he, quote, did not murder that man, in all caps, while claiming that his since deleted August 5th post was, quote, merely the beginning of a damn wrestling storyline and not a murder confession.
I think you're past wrestling storylines. I imagine. Is he wrestling now?
Unfortunately, he's one of those guys that still, if you've seen the movie The Wrestler, it's sort of that situation where Marty still goes out, man. He's and we talked about Marty actually on the Patreon this past week with Nick Thomas. We watched WWF Super Tape Volume 2 from 1990. And I've said this before, if you watch The Rockers early on, there is no indication as to which one of them is going to go the furthest, really, because they're both really fucking good. So it's a shame. It's obviously a shame when this happens, whether you're good at wrestling or not. But it's an extra shame because Marty was a good fucking wrestler at one point, But now he's out of his goddamn mind.
Do you think he was already crazy, or he went crazy because he didn't get the success that Shawn Michaels got?
Think if you, for the past 30 years, if your name is synonymous with failure, the very mention of your name, and Marty Jannetty is his government name.
Well, now he's known for being a murderer.
Now he's known for just wiling out on social media, all the time, and just, being crazy. But anyway, so yes, he does still wrestle occasionally. He'll be wrestling probably at some, bingo hall somewhere, and it's just sad.
Yeah, I was watching... Me and Sam were watching whatever wrestling thing was on before NBA the other day. AEW. AEW, yeah. And I was like, man, some of these dudes look fucking old.
AEW is a brand new company, so when they kind of came online, they basically hired Chris Jericho.
Yes, exactly. Then that's who. Okay, I was trying to remember the name. I was like, Chris Jericho still wrestles, and then they're like. God, who's the fucking Smashing Pumpkins dude?
Billy Corgan.
And they're like, all right, this is the voice of Billy Corgan talking about Chris Jericho. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I had no clue. I was not tuned into any of this.
Billy Corgan is now the president of the National Wrestling Alliance.
I didn't know that.
He bought NWA, and now he's the president. And I went to one of their shows in Atlanta back in December, and it was fucking awesome.
I bet it is. He's a showman. I hear those Smashing Pumpkins shows in the 90s were incredible.
What's funny?
Knows how to put on a good shindig.
What's funny now is I saw the NWA show in Atlanta, and Billy Corgan looks like he is 12 years old, man. He is beaming, smiling ear to ear and shit. He's in the wrestling world, he's known as William Patrick Corgan, the president of the company,
Man.
So he's like a character, he's like Vince McMahon sort of, but good, I guess. And he during commercial breaks would come out and just be like, I want to thank you guys so much. This has always been my dream. I'm so happy and blah blah blah. And then if you go watch him playing with Smashing Pumpkins, it looks like he's in detention. He's so fucking pissy about being
angriest music.
Yeah,
it's because he probably grew up getting called a fucking loser for still being into wrestling. So he's like, I'm gonna take this anger and put it into my music. Then wrestling, it became okay for adults to like wrestling, and it's like, oh shit, I can be into this. Well, I have millions of dollars now,
dude. Well, it's so funny because when he bought the NWA, everybody's just like, what an idiot. Why are you buying this? And now he's like it's such a good show.
Seems to be doing well.
It's a great show. So anyway, long story short, Marty still wrestles. The unidentified man who Jannetty initially accused of trying to assault him behind a bowling alley when he was 13 was, quote, never found. This was the first time the Columbus, Georgia native made a, quote, man disappear. So... And that was what he said in the thing. The opening line was like, the first time I made a guy disappear.
That's what I remember. I remember reading that, and I remember being like, I remember laughing for quite a minute, quite a long time.
So this is from his post that he just put up. All major news outlets worldwide jumped on this story, Jannetty wrote on Tuesday. It got so hot I had to drop it. When my Columbus, Georgia Police Department got involved, I knew I had to drop it. Because they opened up an investigation.
Not even federal, they're just the local cops just knocked on us. They're like, hey man, did you kill somebody?
Jannetty claims the ongoing police investigation had him red flagged by the TSA and ultimately resulted in him being pulled out of line while waiting for a flight from Atlanta to Boston. Quote, my TSA security brother, mostly laughing and getting autographs and pics, kept saying, we sorry, yo. We have to. This is a 6-year-old white man.
Yeah.
We sorry, yo. We have to.
I wonder what impression he's doing of an Atlanta airport security.
No, this is how he talks. He speaks like his...
I thought he was being racist. No, I thought he was doing an impression of a TSA agent.
No, this is...
And you've traveled as much as me.
When he posts, he always posts in like this kind of like weird sort of like slang where you're just like...
Okay, that makes sense.
What are you doing here? We sorry, yo. We have to. You're red flag. You be fine, though. We got your back, brother. And they did. Jannetty's lengthy post continued. The former Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion admitted that he should have filled in the cops with the storyline prior to going public with it. But, quote, that ain't how I do it, brother, he said. I mean, I wanted to call the good people at the Columbus Police Department and tell them, nah, don't waste taxpayer money nor your valuable time. It was just a wrestling storyline, Jannetty continued, adding
taxes that he definitely pays all the time.
Adding that his brother Gino convinced him to stay quiet. Jannetty claims the storyline was intended to culminate in a wrestling match with a former corrections officer. Who left the field as a disgruntled worker.
Oh my God.
Quote, he was to redeem himself by serving justice on me to earn back his stripes, Jannetty wrote, but in a match stipulated with, if he wins, he takes me in peace. If I win, he leaves me alone in peace. But sadly, now we are not going to get to do that storyline.
Man, that is... fucking incredible. That's just everything from the man, from the former CO.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? I've said this before on the show. I've wanted for years to have a storyline. This is my idea for a tag team. Would be two guys who are on probation, and their work release is wrestling. That's their job. So they get led to the ring by their parole officer,
and then they start fighting their parole officer.
Well, no. The parole officer's like their manager, right?
Okay,
and then so they come to the ring. They come to the ring like in chains and shit, and he unlocks them so they can go fight. It's their work release, and then when they're done, they have to get handcuffed back up and led back to the Justice Department and shit. And but their whole thing is like positivity and like rehabilitation. So their names are Doing My Best and Trying to Change.
They're gonna be a real hit. They're gonna
Dude, people would lose their goddamn minds, especially some of the indie shows that I go to around here, man. They'd be the biggest faces in the company. They would
see themselves.
Absolutely. My God.
I see myself in Trying to Change.
Dude, doing my best.
Aren't we all just doing my best? Aren't we all?
A message-seeking comment from Columbus police was not immediately returned early Wednesday, but an investigation first launched after Jannetty's purported confession is, quote, still open, a department official told TMZ Sports Tuesday. Jannetty ended his Facebook post with the following, because that was where the story ended, but I actually found the Facebook post, and it's the last...
He follows up, I imagine.
The last part is so amazing. So part of the original post was he was like being really harsh about his Jamaican wife, Winnie. He was just like, man, those Jamaican girls piss me off, you know, because his wife is Jamaican. So that's what you need to know for this. This is how he ends his Facebook post. Again, sorry, Winnie. Never meant for this shit to get crazy like this. You know I got mad love for you. It's just the CTE acts up, and I don't think straight. Plus,
sorry, baby, you know how the CTE goes. Makes me talk like a 90s New York street gangster.
Oh, wait till you hear this. I don't think straight. Plus, I'm insane in the membrane.
I almost just did a Def Jam lap around the bedroom.
It's his. I'm insane in the membrane. I love that you had just finished saying it's like he's a 90s street guy. And then he dropped a Cypress Hill reference from 1995.
Oh my God.
I'm insane in the membrane. And then there's a PS here. There's a postscript. PS. And like I said, he had just tried to exonerate himself from confessing to this murder. P.S. There is some truth in the original story. No!
No! Well, it's because, look, man, this is the most attention he's probably gotten in any type of light aside from that guy sucked, right?
Yeah.
And wow. I don't know, when were they, like, active, like early 90s?
Early 90s, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so this is the most anybody has talked to him in probably 30 years.
Yeah, he's been, because we did a Patreon episode about Royal Rumble 1993, and that was right after him and Sean broke up, and I think he won the Intercontinental Championship at the Royal Rumble, and he was fired by WrestleMania like 2 months later. He was gone. Oh. And then I think he had one match in like 2000, I'm going to say like 2006 or something, right around when Sean was like kind of on his way out. But other than that, yeah, he's been off TV since the early 90s.
Well, so you know what, it probably, like, just from a showbiz point of view, like, because if he got fired 2 months after winning a championship, that means he was probably just a big shithead. So you got these two dudes, both of them are talented.
And Sean is a huge shithead at the time, especially. That tells you everything. It's like Vince McMahon gave Sean the moon, you know?
Yeah.
Even though he was a crazy junkie asshole.
Hell yeah. He was like Alice in Chains in wrestling.
Yeah.
But that's exciting. That rules. That's good TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the other guy's just a dick. Like, just to be a dick and makes up stories about killing people at bowling alleys.
Yeah.
Like,
Shawn Michaels, this is how much of a dickhead Shawn Michaels was. Shawn Michaels fake retired because he didn't want Bret Hart to beat him in a fake wrestling match on TV. He hated Bret Hart and just didn't want to work with him, so he went up there and said that he had lost his smile and quote-unquote retired, and then came back like a month later.
That's really funny, actually.
Fucking ass. So P.S. There is some truth in the original story. That's how you add on, and it seems all true. ... I was 13, buying weed from a gay man. And then in parentheses, and by the way, I loves all my gay people. I just don't float my boat on that side of the river. Loves y'all, though.
See, he could have even spun it. Be like, see, I don't dislike gay people, but this guy was trying to molest me, so I murdered him. And as a 13-year-old, I murdered him and took his body and threw it into a river.
He was 13 when this happened. I'm like, I couldn't throw a guy in a river now.
No, dude.
I definitely couldn't have done it when I was 13. Loves y'all, though. In his car in front of the bowling alley, we both worked out. And because
when he was 13, this was the 60s, I guess.
Yeah, so like early 70s.
Yeah, you could still have a job at 12.
And because a couple other of my teen friends went for the hustle, he'd pay them $40 to BJ him. He might have assumed I would too. So in other words, the bag of weed for free. He subtly reached over to touch me down there, and I said, nah, let's go back to work. We got out and went back to work and remained friends. He never touched my dick and balls again, so we was good.
So that's a little different than murdering him and throwing him into a river. Having a lifelong friendship with him over a subtle misunderstanding. That's a little different.
Hey, baby. He's insane in the membrane, lest we forget. Damn, we should maybe do Cypress Hill for one of the... Oh, Hits from the Bong, I bet, has some great fucking comments. Oh, that might be tomorrow's.
Cypress Hill is just prime... Like, my dad likes Cypress Hill. Like, that's just prime trash material. Like,
I love it, dude.
My mom texted me very recently.
Obviously, Marty Jannetty loves it. Marty Jannetty is making a Cypress Hill reference 30 years after the fact.
And my dad has also made up a story about killing a guy. It's definitely not true, so...
Hell yeah, dude.
When my mom texted me, she's like, "Do you like Cypress Hill?" I was like, "What? No. Why would I like Cypress Hill? They haven't been popular for 30 years. I like the weed that Be Real sells. Like that's pretty good." But she goes, "Well, they talk about weed a lot." I was like, "Mom, it's 2020. Like my favorite rappers talk about shooting up Percocet. Like I don't need weed songs." Like,
I do like. I saw them at Bonnaroo one year.
I'm sure. I mean, they're fun.
They're fun.
Like.
This was a good 1-2 punch. Get this shit. It was last day of Bonnaroo. Not unlike today, there's just a tremendous amount of dust and just shit in the air because it was hot and dry. Mm-hmm. The last 2 acts that I saw, it was Cypress Hill, and then immediately after that was the White Stripes.
That pretty fucking good double bill.
Primo afternoon.
Yeah,
Great
that's
afternoon.
a good time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Are you ready for our jam of the day,
brother?
Daniel?
Let's get jamming,
dude. Let's do that. I will tell you. I finally got HBO Max.
Oh, it's good, right?
And by got HBO Max, I mean my person whose password I've been using for the past 10 years finally set up their own HBO Max, and now I get to watch it. And I was flipping through, and I happened upon a film that I haven't seen in a long time, but man, really worth including in the canon of great Western films, and that is, of course, Michael Bay's 1998 film, Armageddon.
Fuck yes.
And I just wanted to say this, of course. Oh, yes. Just to hear you breathing.
I always imagine a dude singing this song while just standing outside a girl's window.
Oh, yes. Well, there's going to be some stuff like that coming up in this for sure. I was watching the movie, and there was this part where that I'd forgotten everything about the movie.
Does it still hold up?
It's Michael Bay, so I'd forgotten how funny it is.
Dude, that's the thing. People bitch about Michael Bay movies, but
he's an auteur.
Aside from Transformers 2 and 3,
yeah,
all of his movies are fun.
Oh,
at least they're fun.
We talked about Pain and Gain on the Patreon.
Pain and Gain's a fucking fun ass movie,
genius film, a fucking genius.
I forgot about it. I forgot all about it right now.
I would watch that movie, and it's his best. It's his best film, I think. And Armageddon, you know, the main thing people remember about it is how like saccharine and stupid the ending is. Mm-hmm. The actual movie itself is very funny. Steve Buscemi is in it. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Ving Rhames is great in it. Like, it's just got a great William Fichtner, who's like one of my favorite character actors ever.
Yeah,
it's got this great cast. But there is a moment in the film that I'd completely forgotten about where I don't even remember what happened. Something's going on, and they need to lose some of the shit in the cargo hold. They're on the asteroid.
I vaguely remember this. I haven't seen it since it was on TNT 10 years ago.
Man, they're trying to get some shit out of the cargo hold, and Bruce Willis is like, I'm just going to take it out, And William Fichtner's like, you can't. And they get in this argument, and then Fichtner, they're on the Comet.
Yeah.
And Fichtner pulls a gun on him. And then before you can even as a person think, wow, that's stupid, why does he have a gun in space, a guy goes, why do you have a gun in space? And it's amazing. That was a moment where I was like, he was like he bitch slapped my brain. I was like, because it was my thought, why does he have a gun in space? Michael Bay was faster than my own brain.
Dude, yeah, you don't get to make a $500 million movie by being some dumbass.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, he's certainly a problematic figure, to say the least.
He's not a good dude, and most of his movies are bad.
Right.
But they're fun.
That's the thing, is like, I made this argument when we get on the Patreon, everybody, patreon.com/thegoodspot. I made this argument when we talked about Pain and Gain that he is, for better or worse, He's an auteur.
I would say he's the most influential. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't have gotten any of... Zack Snyder would not be doing what he's doing if it weren't for Michael Bay.
Zack Snyder is joyless. Yeah, and Michael
Zack
Bay
Snyder
is not.
Is what people say Michael Bay is.
Bingo. That's a perfectly said.
Like, it's cuts every 2 seconds, horrible
the
editing.
movie looks like shit.
Dude, I could go on for hours about how much I hate Man of Steel.
God, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's go back and watch Armageddon, man. It's not a great film, but there are moments for sure, and it's also the entire spaceship is populated with the best character actors of the 90s.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember having a lot of fun watching Armageddon.
Billy Bob Thornton's in it.
Who doesn't like Billy Bob Thornton
man.
outside of the women he's been married to?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But yeah, man, if you can't handle Buscemi, Ving Rhames, Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, fucking, William Fichtner,
that chick.
Yeah, Liv Tyler.
That's what and that makes this weird.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Very weird. Yeah, some real Woody Allen shit happening with this song. Which, by the way, conflicting reports in the comment section. Some people say this song was originally refused by Michael Bolton. Other people say that the song was originally refused by Celine Dion.
I bet it probably went around a couple of different people.
I was like, I could see this traveling in a circle that included both Celine and Michael Bolton.
If it made its way, I bet Aerosmith was the last stop.
right.
Well, Seal said no. Fucking Michael Bolton said no.
What's Bublé up to? No? Harry Connick Jr.? No.
Fuck
okay.
Randy Newman.
Oh, Randy writes his own shit, man. Okay, so let's get down into the comments for Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. First up, Jason EP from 9 months ago. This reminds me of the movie Armageddon. Okay, yes. I think most people feel the same way for some reason.
What was the other apocalypse movie that came out?
Deep Impact.
That's what it is. It'd be really funny if everybody was like, "This reminds me of Deep Impact."
Yeah, man. Morgan Freeman was the president. Fucking great. Elijah Wood. Hell yeah, dog. Bradley Briggs from 3 months ago. This song is stupid. It sucks. No offense, though. It reminds me of too many bad things that happened to me in my life when I heard this song.
Oh, no.
How about delete this and upload a replacement with a better song? Love in an Elevator? I absolutely love that one. Thank you for understanding. So that is a comment to Aerosmith to delete the song and replace it with Love in an Elevator, as if you couldn't just go find Love in an Elevator.
Yeah. Like YouTube is a slot. Could you replace this with Love in an Elevator?
It's like, dude, just go look at Love in an Elevator.
Also, what horrible things could have happened to you? Yeah, I remember whenever my father was savagely beaten to death by
my dad was on an asteroid and he exploded it and he didn't make it. Josie Springfield from 4 weeks ago. UAE of Dubai will be removed from my Facebook timeline by Ghostbusters when they feel like it. Relay the message now.
I'm gonna relay it, I promise.
Same person, Josie Springfield from 2 weeks ago. Dino, a.k.a. Lauren Smith Jr., needs to quit judging me. Relay this message now. I found like 6 posts where she was just talking crazy shit and was like, relay this message now, please.
Well, here's the thing. She probably got banned. She probably got kicked off Facebook. Or she's too high on bath salts to get to Facebook. So she's like, what do my friends... Oh, my friends fucking love Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith.
They'll see it.
And they probably did. That Lawrence fella probably...
By the way, that last comment where she said relay message now, she did get a response. Undead Maggot from 2 days ago responds, I miss my kids.
It's the same account. This song is very I miss my kids vibe.
Oh, yeah. Shankwo from 2 weeks ago. That feel when you dye your hair to match your big bros, but then he betrays you. That is, I love that. I fucking, there's just,
I need to see
I I can't even imagine the circumstance that made that a reality, but it's great. There's two like green-headed brothers wandering around Arkansas somewhere.
That he betrayed.
That was a secret between you and me. Does this green hair dye not mean anything to you? Fuck you, bro.
And I love how he says it like it's happened to everybody. Man, this reminds me of dyeing your hair before your brother betrays you. Betrayed is such a funny word when anybody uses betray. Like,
yeah.
Who gets betrayed anymore?
It's like, I love to think that out there, there's some redneck out there that speaks the way I wish it's like, you doth betrayed me, bro. Like using like actual like Elizabethan language and
brother.
stuff. Do you bite your thumb at me, sir? I bite my thumb, but I do not bite my thumb at you, sir.
I wish I remembered more Shakespeare. I used to be able to do the whole Hamlet speech.
Yeah. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw and shit. That was one of my old jokes. Man, I haven't done my redneck Shakespeare joke in forever. Although I also haven't done any jokes in forever.
I know, dude. Go to the park with me on Friday.
Wait, are people doing jokes in the park?
Yeah, Echo Lake Park. It was honestly kind of fun.
I bet.
It was because like real people showed up.
Is there a mic?
Yeah, it was. It felt like doing.
No, I mean, like, is there physically a microphone?
Yes.
Oh, ugh. Okay. I'll bring my own.
Yeah, people were wiping it down. Like Kurt Metzger was there.
Kurt Metzger's hanging out at the lake.
Yeah, real people. I mean, like
wow.
Real comics, real people. Like it felt like doing a bar mic. Like
okay.
I didn't have it was nice to go up and bomb again because I know the holidays are coming around and clubs in Texas are going to be open and I'm going to need to pay for Christmas.
Oh, man.
So I'm going to have to do some weekends.
Hey, man, I might come with you, brother. Shit. Amanda Smith from 3 years ago. This song was amazing because it was good. The person that worked hard on this song was good. Maybe you can make me a new song was good.
Maybe you can make me a new song that was good.
Maybe say that was good. It just says maybe you can make me a new song was good.
I'm sorry I believed in them so much.
Also, I mean, not that they're making good songs, but Aerosmith is making new songs.
Oh,
they're still
they
around.
Never stopped.
They're still around. They are still out there. They say on a quiet night, you can still hear Aerosmith honking on Bobo. It's the name of their blues album from 2004.
That I imagine was not great.
Yeah, well, that was the year, Eric Clapton put out Me and Mr. Johnson, which was him and covering Robert Johnson, and then Aerosmith had honking on Bobo. And I remember going to Hastings, which was like the video store / bookstore.
Hastings, yeah.
And they had big signs everywhere that said honking on Bobo. And it was just an inside joke with me and my friends for years. Just using it in a sentence like, oh yeah, sorry I couldn't make it Saturday. I was honking on Bobo.
Dude, we had, as a kid, me and my brother had Guitar Hero Aerosmith. Which was like, it was songs all by Aerosmith or picked by Aerosmith. And the only good, there was a couple good songs on it, but it was mainly just like, we quit playing it so quickly because, like, man, Aerosmith kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah,
they have like a couple good songs. But
I gotta say, as far as Aerosmith goes, I really, and I know it's really a dumbass song, but Sweet Emotion's good.
Love that one. Good. Yeah, it's
Other
good
than
riff.
that, I can kind of take or leave Aerosmith, man.
Yeah, I mean, Run DMC did a better version of their
Walk
song.
This Way. Yeah,
their only other good song.
String Cheese Incident does a better version of Walk This Way, man. So let's see. Coriander Yander from 2 weeks ago. This is the song that Shane Bench sung to me the day I fell in love with him. He broke my heart twice. He is not the man I fell for. Called out first and last name. Fuck you, Shane Bench.
Shane, why the fuck would you do that to
Coriander Yander?
Coriander. So that's another fella. So that's okay. Well, that's the comment section is a lot more progressive than I thought it would be. But how could you do that? Why? But you know what, Coriander, you got to understand that people change, much like Aerosmith.
Yeah, they were a hard rocking band from Boston, and now here they are making Celine Dion songs.
Yeah, and they somehow suck just as bad.
Diana, and this is, put this in the Pantheon. This is one of the best comments I've ever read. Diana Hilton from one day ago. This is the only song to make God cry. That rules. That fucking rules. I just want to meet this person and well, we can't shake hands right now, but give them a distanced air high five. This is the only song to make God cry.
Oh my God.
This is God. If that's true, God is really an asshole.
God's got a shitty taste in music. I've heard some beautiful songs that can make you
the
cry.
bubonic plague, for instance. Nothing. No tears. Fucking, World Wars 1 and 2. No.
9/11.
9/11,
no.
nothing.
God was crying during 9/11 because this song came on the radio.
Yeah. This was one of the approved songs that you could play on the radio on 9/12.
You didn't want to fall asleep because they might attack again.
Love that. This is the only song to make God cry. Guido Mista from 1 month ago. I liked when Aerosmith was just starting off. I still like Aerosmith still. It's just that I watch a movie with the lead singer's daughter and Ben Affleck. They played this song when they kissed at the end, and that just ruins the song for me. God damn you, Ben Affleck. They were kissing during this song.
This song about what I imagine is morning sex. I think that's what this is. I think it's a song about Steven Tyler fucking his girlfriend while she's asleep.
His daughter.
That's the thing. Because this song, if I'm correct, this song plays while his daughter's getting plowed.
Yeah. Where Ben Affleck is playing with animal crackers on her boobs.
Yeah.
It's really strange. You could write a paper about the sexuality of Michael Bay movies because it is bizarre.
He's got some weird ideas about how stuff works.
Dear Lord, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I just love the guy who's mad at this song makes them angry at Ben Affleck. Yeah, is this person 10? Oh, I don't like kissing.
Maybe they just hate Ben Affleck that much.
I mean, that makes sense.
I like Ben Affleck.
The Town is badass.
Town is a good movie.
Love that movie.
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah. I think that's on Netflix right now. I might rewatch that later tonight. So I got a few more here. Justin Lai from a month ago. When I listen to this song, I'm reminded of her. We split up on Christmas '99 in Vegas. It was all my faults. If I could go back that time, I would change the things. I would change the things that killed our love.
Oh my God. Christmas '99 in Vegas. That tells you everything you need to know.
Picture it. I've seen this. I've been to Vegas. I've seen this couple walking down the street like, baby, come on, baby. And she ain't saying shit. She's got her little heels on and they're clicking down the fucking Fremont Street and she's got one of them yard-long beers and she's smoking a cigarette like, fuck you, Charles. Fuck you, Charles. Baby. And they're both drunk. Like,
you can have your fucking whores.
I've seen this scene.
Oh my God. And then this song started playing.
It's free. Have you been to Fremont Street in Vegas?
No, I've never went. I was gonna go to Vegas. I was planning a Vegas trip, but then fucking Corona happened, dude.
Fremont Street is where it's like the old downtown area.
Heard.
And they got the video screen, and every hour they shut the lights down at the casino and then they play like a song on the video screen. And so like at like 11 p.m. it'll be like the patriotic tribute and they'll play like God Bless the USA or something. Yeah, so I imagine
this song probably
I bet you there's probably an hour where they played this goddamn song.
Could you imagine? your heart just got, because look, these people, I'm going to tell you what happened. They went to Vegas and they were mainly there to buy methamphetamine. There's a lot of the
or a timeshare.
Or a timeshare.
Yeah.
Because they were
got the free hotel. All you have to do is hear the spiel about the timeshare.
I know I throw this accusation around a lot at these commenters, but Christmas '99 in Vegas, there's nothing else you were doing, brother.
Dude, that sounds dope, especially if you're there for Y2K.
You were smoking crack and doing some type of stimulant was used. They were up for many days, and then at the end they ended things, and it was a beloved for the ages.
Hey, man, that's as Mike Cooley said. It ain't true that the sun don't rise in Vegas. I've seen it once. Got a couple more here. Sean Cooney from a month ago. This one goes out to all the victims of the New World Order. R.I.P. Now, I believe Sean is probably like a QAnon conspiracy guy, but I find it so much funnier if he's talking about the wrestling faction, the New World Order. Man, this goes out to fucking New World Order. Y'all took out Kurt Hennig. Y'all took out Lex Luger, Macho Man. That was not fucking cool what you did to Diamond Dallas Page, all the victims of the New World Order. Sting, fucking, when y'all broke up, Conan, I didn't like that.
And also the Jews.
And also, yeah. Also, this was their fault. This one, boy, the screen name tells you everything. I miss her so much from 3 weeks ago.
I fucking love it.
This was and is our song, My True Love, I Miss You. I'd do anything to win your heart again. I still love you, Textrano.
So this was a whore he met in Tijuana.
Textrano? Sounds like a Transformer.
Yeah.
I love you, Sonic Scream, Optimus Prime, and also Textrano.
Textrano, before you transform back into a SUV, I want you to know that I love you for the end of time. And no Decepticon can steal my love from you.
See, the best part about my girlfriend is you think she's a Toyota RAV4, but she's not. She turns into a woman. He says, still love you, Textrano. I don't want to miss a thing. I want you by my side, holding your hand to share our moments together. So, all right.
Look, you know what, man? I can't tell you I've ever felt a love like that, you know?
We're all looking for our Textranos, you know? And also our Bumblebees and our, I'm out of Transformers.
Yeah, there's only like 5 of them.
I know. Yeah, there's so many, and yet it wasn't my thing growing up. I had the GoBots.
I had the Michael Bay Transformers movies coming out as a kid.
Man, I'm pissed because Transformers kind of sidetracked Michael Bay for years. He could have been making like 10 painting games.
He could have making some dope ass shit, but he had to I gotta crank out another fucking. I mean, think about it. It was a guaranteed $10 million every. I gotta work for 6 months and then I become extra wealthy. Yeah,
I get it. All right, Barbara Gabani from 1 week ago. You is right. You don't know me. I don't understand how you can be drawn to me. I'm not a princess. I am sorry. Your kindness is very special. Now we friends.
All right. I'm glad that she worked it out.
K-Zone 27 from 1 week ago. Can you imagine? This song was launched in 1998 when I was 5 years old. Now I am still listening to this. How quickly time passes by with regrets. That one was like almost positive, and then it kind of like.
This is a cool song I liked when I was a kid.
Nope, my life has been a failure.
That's kind of redundant, though, to say a life filled with regrets, because isn't that just what life is?
Yeah. That's
what I'm learning more and more. And nobody, I've been saying for a while, if stand-up was happening, this would just be a bit, that, like, when you're a kid, they should just sit you down and be like, hey, one day you're gonna ruin everything, and then you just have to deal with it.
Oh yeah, oh man. I'd still think, my biggest regret is I didn't do more illegal shit before I turned 18.
Oh god,
that's when society falls apart. If kids are hip to the jive that nothing you do really matters until you turn 18,
well, even a little after 18, you can still get away. Yeah, if it's your first charge and you're white, you can get away with it.
Exactly.
That's the rule of thumb.
And finally, Bev Hale from 2 months ago. This was me and my ex song, and I haven't listened to it since we broke up. And I decided I want to go to do it tonight because he cheated on me and lied about it, and he said he never did. The end of a relationship, like if I want to look up a video or something near the end, he want to do it. He start fights a lot more often near the end of the relationship for no reason. I would have just made more sense. I would have just made more sense to be straight up with his feelings. Sorry, there's no punctuation.
I imagine.
To be straight,
I never once thought, oh, he's taking pauses because there's so many periods.
To be straight up with his feelings instead of making up a lie and messing me up, because now I'm not feeling like I'm worth anything. I'm just hoping that karma will meet up with his ass someday and I will get an actual, true, and meaningful apology, and he understands what he did and why it was wrong.
And I don't want to miss a thing.
And I don't want to miss a dream of you. It's so many of these comments can be really summed up. Sort of what you were talking about Whataburger, where it's like, sir, this is a YouTube comment section. Why are you doing this to
Nobody
here?
asked for this.
Just say, cool song, and move on. And that is our jam of the day. Aerosmith, I don't want to miss the thing. Yeah, I was so happy. I don't know why I clicked on Armageddon. I was just like, oh, this is a Michael Bay film I haven't seen in a while. And then as soon as I heard this song, I was like, I bet the YouTube comments are lit on this.
Any song that was in a Michael Bay movie has incredible comments.
Ooh, Shake a Tail Feather.
Dude.
That's one of the best fucking jams ever,
because you know that people are hearing the songs and then looking it up on YouTube.
Daniel, where can people find you online?
You guys can find me at Slam Harder. At Magden Daniel on Twitter, and my podcast, Reefer Sadness.
Yeah, give that a listen.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like this, but I just get to keep dragging it out.
And of course, the best way to support the show, head over to patreon.com/thegoodspod. Join the Tower of Power. $5 a month gets you access to a bonus show every week. Sometimes it takes me
value.
2 weeks to get 2 shows out because I got my 2. I dropped 2 shows this morning. So yeah, we're all caught up over there. So if you want to hear me talking wrestling with Nick Thomas, we did an episode about WWE and Netflix's first collab, The Main Event, which is a truly terrible children's film.
I'm sure it is.
But, had a lot of laughs. And then we also, as we mentioned earlier, talked about Mr. Marty Jannetty and the gang in the WWF Super Tape Volume 2 from July of 1990. So go head over to Patreon and check those out. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. Tweet at us at The Goods Pod. We love hearing from you. And we'll see you.